and Modern Technology devices. Now, why this idea came, basically student doesn't know about what is ham. Second thing is that the students are not aware about how the communication has happened, or what happens if their mobile phones doesn't work in disaster. So that awareness needs to be created. So this presentation will give you some idea. I have few contents. So if you look at the content, uh, basically introduction for everybody knows about the ham. Then now I'll give you brief about IoT and what are the modern technology devices that can be integrated with the ham and the expand the capabilities of the ham. Why integration of ham radio with IoT? Communication protocols, different hardwares are there. I have listed few hardware like Arduino board, Raspberry Pi. Then there are different applications. So the applications are divided into two categories, rural and urban. Challenges, limitations, and some student project summary and the future perspective. So basically history, I think everybody knows about the history of the ham. Like ham has started in late 90s, and later on it get popularity. Then hobby clubs have started. Then in India we got first license, I think it's from West Bengal. uh, what's the name? 2GK. His name is Mr. Gupta, right? No, Guptu, right? Guptu. So this is related to the history, and also it is called as an amateur radio. But when we start talking about the ham radio, nobody talks about the electromagnetic waves and how it has started, what is the objective of signal processing. So that history we have to communicate to the students so that they will get interest, and they know what are the devices. And later on, the history is not started from the ham, it is quite long beyond that. From the signal, the moment we started inventing the signal, electromagnetic signals. Okay, then there are some operating regulations for the frequencies. Like there are three different regions globally: region 1, 2, and 3. And every region has its own regulatory standards. Like we are using space division multiplexing. We are repeatedly using the same frequency but the different spaces, because we have a limited frequency spectrum. Uh, in this particular one, US postage stamp is from 1964, related to the armature radio, which has been designed by US. The 1990s and 1940, it was the experimental stages for the ham radio. I'll not go much into the history. So first, let's talk about the basics of Internet of Things and modern technology. So nowadays, what do you think about what is Internet of Things? Everybody had heard about the Internet of Things. First thing is Internet of Things means what? There are many things around us. We can enlist, like this is a projector, lights are working, people are turning on and off the lights. So Internet of Thing means what? By using my computer, laptop, or the devices which are internet enabled, I can control that devices using the internet and at the remote places, not physically going to the switch and turning on and turning off. Okay, so IoT devices, I have shown one small bulb, then internet which connects that device globally. Anybody can control that device from any particular location. Then now data processing, analyzing the data. Now we are using the cloud for data processing. And then user interface. You might be having some home automation devices. You are sitting in the office and controlling that from the office. So that is basically Internet of Thing. But the major disadvantage of internet is that during disaster, if you talk about, in the disaster, internet fails, that everybody knows, like no power outage, or no signal transmission from the antenna. So this type of errors can occur. This is a kind of disaster. But still, if we integrate the ham radio with the IoT devices, we can expand the capabilities of the ham radio. Okay, so first thing is that why to integrate? Already ham is working perfectly, all peoples are connecting. So why to integrate ham radio with the IoT devices? First thing is that it is when the communication fails, ham works, right? But when we are using connecting the hams, now recent generations are the people who are more fascinated about the mobile phones and the internet, not on the ham radio. So what we can connect, we can have certain, I'll discuss in the projects also, how the students can incorporate IoT devices, sensors into the ham. Then remote monitoring in rural areas, backup communication in disaster zone. These are the some ham related activities. But if we want to expand the capabilities to one for increasing number of users of the ham, or to connect more number of peoples. Now basically, when we integrate ham radio with the IoT devices, so what will be the basic requirements? So I have enlisted, there are abundance reference sources on online, but I have given some basic enlist of analog devices like FM, SSB, transceivers, then digital FT8, APRS, packet radio, and data, or there are different protocols are also being used, that is AX.25 protocol, and the below diagram shows that how it can be integrated. So radio, Raspberry Pi, RPI means Raspberry Pi, which has a wireless transceiver module. There are many other wireless transceiver module depending upon the range, 10 meter, 20 meter, 100 meters, 50 meter. And then that router, VPN service router. So we know that in the computer network, we have already a existing backbone network. So we can use that network to expand the capability of the remote radio. And from the computer programming, we can control the devices, we can communicate. Nowadays, we have internet kind of radio also. Now, this is the more detailed diagram of ham radio with integrating with the IoT devices. Like we have a ham radio, then VHF, UHF armature radio transceiver. Then there is a intermediate radio interface, and Raspberry Pi is a very common, like a processor which controls the flow of data, which controls the other modules which we are connecting, and then it is being accessed by the Wi-Fi router. So earlier it was a wired connection, now we can see globally we can connect with the Wi-Fi and wireless network. Through the internet it can be given on the mobile phone or your desktop PCs. So this connection will allow ham radio to expand its capability. Now, there are various communication protocols also. Ham radio transceiver, we can use Arduino boards also, ESP32 processor. There are some sensors also for global connectivity. Like in project also we'll discuss the sensor, the modern packet communication, and what is the role of Raspberry Pi. So it will be acting as a gateway between the ham radio network and the internet network. See, existing internet network is also there, ham radio network is also there, but to integrate that, the signal processing capability, or the gateway is like a gate which enters something, which gives out something. So to have the compatibility between the both ham radio and the internet, so Raspberry Pi is a most suitable device. Nowadays students work on many projects, like in our college we have Raspberry Pi Arduino projects based on wireless communication. So data transmission over ham is a packet, but again there is a problem, like packet data transmission has a very low data transmission rate. So that capability can be enhanced with some modified data transmission protocols. There are various software tools also available. Students or the person who is interested in a one particular area can choose any protocol for designing and developing. So this is integration of IoT with the ham radio, and these are the list and what that particular device is doing. Now when we compare with the ham IoT versus traditional IoT, see, simple IoT is Internet of Things. Like I am controlling a fan or a light, what I'll do, I'll turn on my mobile, I'll open that particular app, I'll click on and off. So what happens, that mobile phone device sends signal to the base station which is far away, because I am controlling through the internet. And who provides you internet service provider, which is located far away. So what is that? So IoT devices has a very long route communication. Okay, for that, to reduce that, we have installed one switch, a wireless switch itself inside the devices. So that distance has been reduced. Now again, if we want to enhance the capability, so this particular coverage will have a disadvantage, that going to the long path of internet will take a lot of time. It's in the millisecond, but still it creates the traffic in the network. So to reduce that, we are using the ham IoT related devices. So connectivity provides RF, and in case of traditional IoT, only internet were used. So it is a very long route. Now coverage is globally. In traditional IoT, it is locally. For example, within this particular device, I can get connected with the home automation related devices. Why I'm talking a very generalized example is home automation. You can go with the health related health monitoring devices also. Then regarding cost, is low recurring cost for the ham IoT, but in traditional IoT subscription base, as internet is included, we pay the cost for the use of internet. Now we'll discuss some projects that we are working on, our college related final year projects. I have categorized 3 projects in urban area, 3 projects in rural area, but there is a list is endless. We can go with the n number of projects for the student, like smart traffic and emergency response network using ham and IoT. Now we are talking about the disaster management. So in case of emergency communication system, so this independent network can communicate the IoT traffic sensor during the congested data. So for example, we'll take the example, like if an accident is happened recently. We were coming from the Mangeshi temple, there were a car which was crashed near to the, on the road. Yes. So so what can be done? So when an impact has occurred, IoT devices are having very good sensors which can capture images. When nowadays we know that everywhere there are cameras, signals are there. So connectivity is quite good in case of IoT devices. Quite large number of IoT devices are introduced every day. So that devices can capture the incident, or a particular ham sitting there, or the car itself is a IoT enabled. That car can send a signal to the nearby IoT devices. What happened? So that impact or the particular incident or the sudden stoppage in the speed, so that can analyze data analysis, and based on that we can transmit signal to the IoT internet network. So then how the particular ham radio is integrated in this particular area? So this particular signal can be transmitted on the ham operator, like the police are sitting, they are operating their ham, but once the accident is occurred, nobody is telling to them that accident has occurred or something had happened. So IoT devices are more smart. They can generate a signal or a particular message. There are 2 ways. One is audio message or a video message or a text message. So generally video takes lot of data, so we'll not go for the video messaging. So we can go for the messages. So a message will be pop up on the radio, that longitude, latitude. If you include a location based IoT device, it will tell you that in this particular location accident occurred. Nearby devices will become active, and whichever is possible, rescue or for that particular action can be done. Now this is one simple example, and this is really working, because on the highways there is nobody to take care that the car has been crashed, and who will take that, and immediate medical help should be needed for these people. Now in this concept overview, technical setup, and there is one diagram, textual diagram I have mentioned, because there are a lot of block diagrams and circuit diagrams. So the way you design your circuit, it depends on that. So I have mentioned only the roadside sensor nodes are required. Road links are required and control carrier gateway is required for that. And cloud visualization, cloud for data transmission. And there are many learning outcomes. We can learn many things out of this because there are many students and researchers working on the IoT enabled devices. Now this is smart building energy monitoring. So we'll not go each example detail, but this is energy monitoring through HAM and IoT. So now we know that energy is not in abundance. We have to use it efficiently. You might have observed that when you go into the mall, all lights are not turned on. The moment you enter certain distance, you will get the lighting on and off. So that can be integrated with the HAM with the IoT, so that identification of person or at the billing counter or wherever it is in the mall or smart building can be IoT enabled. So there is a third project called Smart Waste Management System using IoT. Now we know that during waste management, every person is coming to your home, collecting the waste, dumping at somewhere, and it is a continuous process. Every day in the morning it does. So if we make the IoT enabled dustbins, like whether how much amount of dustbin is filled, so based upon that message will be sent and the person will collect it once it is filled. So this is the way how we can integrate ham radio, because if a person is using the ham, he should get the message, okay, I got this particular dustbin is filled, I'll go and collect it. Else what is happening? We have not seen in Goa the dustbins and the garbage on roadside. It is very clean. But in some areas, everywhere, there are dustbins are there, but they are full and the garbage is outside the dustbin also. So that monitoring can be done, and we have done this project also, but not integrated with the ham, but with the IoT devices. Then there are three rural development projects. So in the rural agricultural monitoring with the ham, so soil moisture monitoring, temperature and humidity. So these sensors can be integrated with the farmer. So instead of using the mobile phone, now farmers are using mobile phones. But what is happening in that? They are using mobile phone, they are not getting updated, connection is not there, range is not there. So and mobile phone is not integrated with the IoT devices. So if you if the device is integrated with the ham and the particular IoT, he can get, so which particular area of his farm is having more moisture, more number of water, or anything he can detect from that. There are some pest control or how much fertilizers need to be used. So that can be integrated with the IoT devices. Then remote health monitoring network. Now we know that during COVID also, in villages, there were very limited source of medicine available. Nobody knows that where to send the medicine and where the requirement of medicine or health related activities are required. If a particular center IoT device is installed at the medicine center, or medicine dispensing machines can be installed and which can be integrated to the ham. So during COVID, everybody was having a fear to go to the particular hospital and have a checkup. So instead of that, if a particular IoT device enabled can give and monitor his own health and can send the messages to the hospital, so somebody can drop the medicines to that particular doorstep. So different ideas can be generated. It is only one idea, but it can be converted into multiple ideas, not only one, like disaster management or like pandemic, or it can be used in health monitoring like heart rate. If some patients are there who needs continuous monitoring, but they don't have the person to stay at home and continuously monitor him. Even though a person is there, but he cannot monitor his own health. So now we have a concept like wearable computer. We can wear the computer, means what? The cloth itself are having some sensors, you wear it, and that person doesn't need to monitor. The monitoring data will be sent directly to the hospitals. The rural disaster and weather and early warning network. So we can use water level monitors, which can be integrated with the ham. Only the message, because ham people are not going to the dams and to everywhere. We are sitting in the hall, we are doing our daily routine. But if a message via IoT enabled device we receive that okay, this disaster has happened, and if we are nearby, so we can communicate to other people also, right? So we can use the sensor node, RF transceiver, control station, and public alert system, so that everybody will be alert in the disaster. So these are the three ruler related projects that can be done, and with the integration of the ham radio with the IoT devices. So but the ham has certain limitations like its bandwidth or the very low data rate, but within that if we integrate with the IoT devices we can expand the capabilities. And there must be national ham radio regulations must be followed when we are doing these types of. Yes, sir. uh, no, no, these are just yes. Okay, wireless radio. Yes, we can use, it should not be done wireless. Okay, so instead of ham, we can use wireless transmission. Okay, yes. Right, these are, ham is one concept, but we can use it for not another wireless transmitter. Yes. WPC. Communication is different, global communication is different. See, when disaster is happening here, I cannot call somebody who is remotely located. But within the local communication, IoT plays a very short range communication, and that devices can communicate without the concern of that particular person using mobile phone frequencies or some Raspberry Pi related ESP32 modules. So that we have done. Yes. 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 Yes.
Questions from the audience to the speaker. So thank you, ma'am, for a nice session. I'd like to call upon Professor Milind Fernandez to present a